question from William, who's in level 1. My mother is just beginning her studies of Mastering Alchemy. She's over 70. As a child, around 2 years of age, she suffered from polio, causing some deformities to both legs and feet. Consequently, she undertook many surgeries on both legs. I gave her your series of the 8 free tools that you have on the website, and after she did her first grounding exercise, both her legs got red and very hot, and this lasted for over a week. What could you recommend for this situation?
You mean for the success of doing the exercise and having a result that she begins to have feeling and awareness in her body?
Yes.
Nothing. There's nothing I would recommend. I would say congratulations, you've been successful. So what she simply did with that exercise is it wasn't only grounding, it was beginning to run the Earth's energy pattern up through the energy channels in the body, beginning to bring a life force into the body. So is she going to now stand up and walk? No, don't hold that thought, because that's probably not going to happen. I mean, maybe, but I really doubt it, because when the bones get that distorted and the habit of 70 years is in place, you know, she's not going to have, I would guess, a miraculous epiphany. But what she can do is begin to recognize how energy works, and that's what you're telling me, is she went and played with a set of the free tools, and for everybody who doesn't know it, there's 8 sets of tools there that are just available for everybody that work really well. But as she starts to work with those different awarenesses and these different tools, her ability to perceive her reality starts to shift. And that's where the magic begins to happen, when a person begins to have success, not hope, success. There's a very big difference between hope and success. But those tools begin to give you some very fundamental success.
Okay, I am going to find and put the link to those tools in the question window. So just give me a minute and look in your question window, and it will pop up there.
Okay. So while you do that, let me just say one other thing. So sure. One of the things is for people. So I'm giving you a lot of information. I might as well also tell you that that level 1 program that we offer is something that is streaming, that you can get just by going to Mastering Alchemy to see the very fundamental tools, which are simply what was just kind of spoken about, grounding and some of those, but there's many others that set up the level 2 and the level 3 work. There is a brand new level 2 program starting in November, Roxane, beginning of November. And for those of you who have had that level 1, we're changing how we're doing level 2. We've been changing it for the last 3 sessions of level 2, but there's a lot of attention that I'm giving to those of you in this level 2 program. And without expanding on this too much, there's 3 groups. There's a group that's kind of out on the front edge, and they've been working for a number of years at this. These are the ones that are now starting to integrate that living light body, becoming very conscious with the Creator, in simple terms. They have a purpose. Their purpose was to make that possible for everybody else on the planet. There's another group in what's called the Level 3 program, and there's about 700 people in that program spread over a period of time. They have a different purpose. They have a slightly different purpose. They will also step into that ascended light body state of consciousness. But their purpose is to alter the Earth in a way that brings the Earth back to what was referred to as a fully Christed 12th dimensional state of consciousness. There were only 12 planets, and all that is really, really, really big, that were structured in this format as a fully Christed planet. I'll explain that in a moment. And in the fall of consciousness, one planet fell, this one. And we've been through this dramatic, significant set of changes. And those changes have been challenging and have provided some extraordinary, wonderful things that are now being put in place. This group that is in that level 3 group, their purpose is to raise the planet to that state. Also the live people, that's their purpose too. But all of you coming in this frame I'll call it level 2, level 1, stepping into this whole genre. One of your purposes also is, well, let me say both are, to step into that ascended state, to raise the earth cooperatively with all these groups, and at the same time, you have a passion about raising humanity into this fifth dimensional consciousness. So my simple example about building the beach for all those floundering in the water, unbeknown to you, to a great extent, that's your purpose. And you will be very successful at this. It will take time, not for your work. It will take time for all of humanity to step into that space. And it's very much dependent on those young people because they aren't tainted by the structuring of that third dimension. So all three groups are all about the same things, each with a little different intensity of a focus. But where you all are playing in raising the earth and bringing that humanity into that state of consciousness is really one of the purposes of those of you stepping into this work at this point. And because of that, there is a level of extra attention I'm putting into these groups, and it's beginning to be very definably successful. You are beginning to be very definably successful. It's very exciting watching how fast you're all moving down that path that took others a good number of years to step into. It's very exciting.